Welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman, and in this lesson, we're going to learn another sonatina of mysterious origins. Sonatina in F major, Anhang 5, number 2. It's usually attributed to Beethoven because it was found with his papers after his death. But many scholars aren't so sure it was Beethoven because it wasn't published during Beethoven's lifetime, and it has some characteristics that aren't quite typical of Beethoven's other compositions. We may never know for sure, but regardless of who it was composed by, it's a fantastic piece. I learned it myself when I was 10 years old for a piano competition, and I remember loving it. Let's have a listen to Sonatina in F. Here's the score for Sonatina in F major, Anhang 5, number 2. You might remember in an earlier one of my lessons, we learned Anhang 5, number 1. So today we're learning its partner, also found in the same papers in Beethoven's home after his death. Is this by him? We'll never know for sure. This, of course, is the first movement. And our tempo indication is allegro, which means fast. Assai is an Italian word that means enough. So fast enough. In other words, fast, but not too fast, just fast enough. All right, treble clef and bass clef, that's what we expect. And what's our key signature? 1 flat, and well, the title kind of gave it away, right? We're in the key of F major. And of course, we expect to see that B flat when we're in F major. And what's the left hand doing here? We're playing an F major, broken triad. All these things confirm that, yes, Beethoven knew what he was doing. It's in the key of F major. Now, we have a tenuto mark here. Don't forget, a tenuto means to give a note a little extra emphasis. Sometimes composers use that to show where the melody is. It can also mean to hold that for the full value, bum. So we want to really hold that note out. And then a tenuto with a staccato, my piano teacher used to call that portato. I've heard it called sticky staccato or detached. So you're going to make these staccato, but not too staccato. Just kind of think of a fat, chubby staccato, a sticky staccato. Bum, 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 ba, da, 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 da. Then a nice decrescendo as you do this F major scale descending. Now, because we have all these 16th notes, counting with subdivided 16th notes can really help your rhythm be accurate. So some of you might find it helpful to write in the counts like I've done for measures 1 through 4, so you know how long to hold, like this quarter note. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a... And I've seen so many students rush this quarter note if they're not counting. 1 E and a... That quarter note has to last all 4 of these 16th note subdivisions. 1 E and a 2 E and a... So the counting will really help you not rush this measure. 2E is this 8th note, and then notice this 8th rest gets the and a. So how do you know when to start this rest? When do you lift your hand for the rest? Lift it right on the and. 1 E and a 2 E and a. The and is exactly where to start that rest. 1 E and a 2 E and a. Now some of you also may want to go through and circle any notes that are going to be automatically flat because of our key signature. So here's a B, here's a B, here's a B. I'm not going to circle them all for you, but some of you may find that helpful so you don't miss any of the B flats. And then finally, on this line, can you find and point to a grace note? If you're pointing right here, you found it. Grace notes are these cute little notes with the slash through. And remember, those are played very quickly. Ta-da! It's going to instantly go to the next note, almost in a flash. And notice this G is also marked staccato. So the grace note's on A. The next note is G, so it's going to go A, G. And the G is staccato. So it's going to all happen kind of in a flash. And once again, the counting can help. Grace notes don't get their own rhythmic value, so think of this grace note as belonging with beat 2 here on this E, and then 2 E, and then you'll play this next note on the and of the beat. So it's 2 E and That's what this beat will sound like. 2. Again, the grace note is part of beat 2. 2, kind of think of it as one motion. 2 E and Now you try. Now, I'd like to challenge you to pause the video and on your own, figure out the right-hand part and left-hand part for measures 1 all the way up through measure 18. Learn it hands alone at first. If you want to try little hands together, that's optional. Pause to work on measures 1 through 18 on your own, then press play to go on. Let's start by checking out the right-hand part. I'm going to play it for you while counting the subdivided 16th notes. You're welcome to play along with me or just listen. I'm going to count 1 E and a 2 E and a, and then I'll start. Here we go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 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 1 E and a 2 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 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 1 E and 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1. Now notice, what kind of scale do we have here? If you said the chromatic scale, you're correct. Isn't that great to get some chromatic scale there? It's a little bit different than the fingering we're used to. If you watch carefully, 1, 2, 3, 1. Usually we use a finger 3 on the black key, but because of wanting to land on a finger 4, it works out better if you just do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then repeat sign takes us back to the start, and then finger 4 can land on that F. Now, if that sounded like what you played, great job. If there's anything you need to fix, feel free to pause and work on it a little bit more. In measures 3 and 4, notice we've got a crescendo as we step up, and then here's the climax, and then a decrescendo as you go to that B flat. So think down, up, and then float up as you play that B flat. 1 E and a 2 E and a, and that float up will help make that B flat really gentle. Think drop, float. Now you try. Good. Watch me one more time. And drop, float. Now you try. Good. Now how did your grace notes go? Try to do this as one motion. So it's almost like you're playing them at the same time, but just a little out of sync with each other. Just think of it as a drop. It's like your fingers are just a little out of sync. It's almost like they're playing together. Try this. Play them at the same time, and now just try and kind of flip your fingers. Bloop. Now you try. And then the next one is, so now play these two as a group. Try playing them together, and then one at a time, just as one motion, just like a little flick of your wrist. Now you try. Now let's check out the left-hand part. If you'd like, once again, you can play along with me, or you can just listen. I'll count in to get us started. 2 beats. 1 E and a 2 E and a 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 1 E and a 2 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 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 1 E and a 2 E and a. And that brings us to measure 18. Great, let's hear it all put together. And then we repeat back. So on your own this week, continue to work right hand alone, left hand alone, and then start to put it hands together. You can use a metronome. Maybe start at about 88 beats per minute. And that can be your 8th note. 1 E and a 2 E and a 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 1 E and a 2 E and a. You could start even slower than that. You gradually increase it one click at a time until you can play it confidently at full tempo. And what's full tempo for you may be different from full tempo for someone else. There's no one correct speed. I might enjoy playing it at about 160. But maybe you want to play it at 132. What matters is finding a speed that feels right for you, that communicates the right mood of the piece. Allegro assai. Fast enough. Great work getting started on the A section of Sonatina in F major by someone who might be Beethoven. Happy practicing, and see you next time. Hey, Princess. What is it, Scuba? Doesn't it look like a lovely day for running? What are you talking about? I mean, isn't it just the perfect day for a chase? Shh! Do you want you-know-who to come, chase you? Oh, I don't mind. You mean you're not worried about S-H-A-R-K-Y? Did somebody spell Sharky? Huh? I didn't know you could actually spell. I'm a highly educated shark. I see. Well, aren't you supposed to be worried? Nope. Aren't you feeling scared? Not in the slightest. What's wrong with you? It's our chasing day. Do you want to feel my bite? Ha ha! You'll have to catch me first, and I have the Fast-O-Matic 3000. Now you'll never catch me. Hey, how come you're not even trying? Don't you want to chase me? No, I was just having fun watching you. If you want to chase, I'll just need a sec. Huh? Now I'm ready. Still want to chase? What? You have a Fast-O-Matic? I watched your commercial. It was very informative, so I ordered one. You did? Yup. Even got free 2-day shipping. Oh, hey, what's that over there? Huh? Ah! Oh, brother.